What's Crack-A-Lackin? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into another episode of My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Sleaze. Today's episode is going to be my quarterback ranking top 30. Remember, guys, two of the absolute NFL studs in Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are on buys. So these are going to be players that you could look into starting them for the buy because it's going to hurt a lot of people having two superstars out. Now, if you want to check out all the defensive statistics for quarterbacks, and I dropped them all in my start-sit video, which is already out for quarterbacks, this is more just my personality, my takes on the game. I'll bust a couple jokes here and there. I like to be a little different on my QB rankings than my actual start-sit, so you get all the information over there. But I'll still drop some information here and there on this video. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscription, helps me out a ton. Turn that bell on. I will be live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're going to crank out a bunch of live shows this week. I'm not out of town, so we're going to go through start sit Thursday. Friday will be DFS splash drafts. Saturday will be a show between a different content creator and me. And then Sunday we start sit, and then Monday we recap everything, where we were right and where we were wrong. We like to show transparency and how we did to be better for you guys. Now, if you guys haven't checked out drafters.com and you want to draft with me Friday, make sure you sign up using promo code SLEEZ. It will double your initial deposit. Shout out to the sponsor. And if you haven't checked out the Guys FF Discord that we run with me and Big Draft Energy, both of these will be pinned in the comment and in the description of the video. We cover everything off-stream 24/7 fantasy football. Now let's dive into the Week 7 quarterback rankings. All right, so if you guys are new to the channel, this is my QB rankings board. Baller tier at the top, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. We're going to crank through the top 30. Remember, guys, Josh Allen up here, Lamar Jackson over here. They're on buys. And then down here, we might have quarterback changes happening. So Brock Purdy practiced today. So Mac Jones, I'm going to leave down there. And Carson Wentz is still injured. It looks like J.J. McCarthy may be in. And Joe Burrow, man, God, we wish he was healthy. So, and remember, guys, this is not going to be like the stat information drop on this one. This is just going to be my personality, my game takes of how I think the game script's going to go. Wide receivers, we'll talk about, everything as they go through here. So, start off, man. The first freaking game we got to talk about is the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed that I'm going to rank this week, and that is JD5, Jaden Daniels, getting Terry McLaurin back, and Dak Prescott at number 2 getting CD Lamb back at practice today. Now, when you're looking at this game, the over-under, guys, is 55.5, and it went up again. It was 54.5 this morning. It's already gone up again, telling you that they literally think the points are going to be flying in this game, and so do I. You're going to have Debo and Pickens, probably the best, or you could say Terry McLaurin, the best wide receiver 2 battle. You're going to have Zach Ertz, Jake Ferguson battle, and Jake Ferguson has just been absolutely killing it. I love it. I love it. And, man, you want every piece of this game. There's not a single player that I would not say to start in this game per every position, which is wild. You want Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt. You want Javonte Williams. You want both wide receivers on each team. You want both tight ends. You want everything from this game. This is an absolute smash play here. Number 3 is going to be Patrick Mahomes. And guys, the wide receiver 1, Rashee Rice, is back and ready to rock and roll. And the update already is that he is going to get a full heavy workload. It's exactly what I talked about in my buy lows for him, was that you're not just getting a wide receiver coming off injury. He also had a 6-game suspension, and he was already 100% before the suspension. So he obviously doesn't have, the game reps, and I get that. But he is about to emerge and explode onto the scene. It's absolutely going to be ridiculous. And why do you got to love it? Well, it's because you're going up against Geno Smith, who's probably playing like the worst quarterback in football this year. It's absolutely terrible. The wheels are coming off. Jacoby Myers is a trade target. Brock Bowers, they just said, is out for quote-unquote the long haul. I feel bad for Ashton Genty, man. Even though he's going to get a ton of touches, it's just this team is just absolute shambles. And Geno Smith is going to come in at number 30 for me. And whenever I do one quarterback, we're going to do the same matchup and talk about it together. So coming in number 4, Baker Brown Mayfield. If I had an MVP vote, he would be it right now. It wouldn't even be close. We're hoping that we get Big Mike Evans back this week. They say there's optimism that he could practice. I mean, you got Egbuka down, you got Godwin down, you got McMillan down, and he can still ball out with Tez Johnson, Cameron Johnson, Sterling Shepard. This guy's on a different planet this year. And you're going to get a matchup against the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff, who I have at number 8. And this is the second highest implied point total game this year this week at 52.5. That's what you target. And why do you got to like both these quarterbacks? Both these secondaries are banged up. The Lions are down 5 of 6 corners. Kirby Joseph got banged up last week in that game. The Bucs are down 2 corners. They're down a safety. I mean, this is just going to be fireworks. And I can't wait for the Cowboys Commanders and the Bucs Lions game. And they're just going to be fantasy gold. Coming in at number 5, and man, I tweeted it out today. I was like, is it time to say that the Patriots just got it right and they're about to get another freaking Tom Brady-ish style quarterback here? Drake May looks absolutely amazing. And they got the Patriots right now also in the market for a wide receiver. There's a lot of talk of Jacoby Myers. It doesn't really make sense to me, though. You got Boutte playing good. You got Diggs playing good. You got Kyle Williams on the shelf. You got Pop Douglas catching balls deep, getting a touchdown last week. And you got Hunter Henry. I guess they're looking to upgrade still, but my God, Drake May with his rushing upside, I don't think there's going to be a time where you're sitting him anytime soon for the next 5 to 7 years right now. He's playing absolutely great football. And in the matchup, this is the kind of scary part, though. This is like what I was thinking about in my head before I made the rankings was how much are they really going to need to use him against Cam Ward? So Cam Ward comes in at number 28. The Titans just fired their head coach. Calvin Ridley probably not going to play. 30 years old with a hamstring. Their bye's coming up in a couple weeks. I think it's week 9 or week 8 or week 9. So they're probably going to hold him out. So, I mean, your weapons are going to be Alec Ayamanor, Chigakonkwo, Chimera DK, and Van Jefferson. The Patriots are probably going to run him over. So this could be like a game where Drake May's not even playing in the fourth quarter. That could be a scary part, but I think he's still going to hold enough value and he can score 20 points in 2 drives. So I'm still going to keep him at number 5 and Cam Ward at number 28. Moving on down here, my guy, Caleb Williams gets the big win over JD5. That was a monster game there. And the matchup's going to be pretty again here. And you're kind of, I would say they're kind of like the Titans, but they're not because Spencer Rattler has been playing better. But when we're looking at Caleb Williams, we also had that weird DJ Moore going to the hospital thing, right? And if you guys know anything about my content or been in here before, I've been Luther Burden all year long. I don't want it to happen because of injury. Like I'm not wishing an injury on DJ Moore. They said he's day to day. But dude, if you just give this guy a chance, I'm telling you, he's going to explode onto the scene. And they still got this tight end debate with Cole Kmet and Colston Levin, which I hate. And you still got Romo Dunze, Caleb Williams, and this offense with Ben Johnson. And the schedule they have coming, just lock him into the top of your roster at quarterback and just leave it for 4 weeks. He's going to absolutely put up 20 points every single week. On the Spencer Rattler side, I have him at 26. Chris Olave, Shaheed in a lot of trade talks, Kamara in a lot of trade talks. And man, you got to feel bad for Spencer Rattler because he's actually like progressing. He's become a lot better than last year. He's learning a lot more. He's playing better. He's like averaging 30 rush yards a game. And he's put up 200 yards, I think, in like 5 of 6 games. And Jalen Hurts has only done it once. So, I mean, I feel bad for him because they're about to break the team up, which they need to for the future. But Spencer Rattler, like, he's not a bad, like, super flex play now, which is crazy to say. And he comes in at number 26 for me. Number 7 is going to be Jordan Love. And, man, this is about to be a show, guys. Like, this is why you buy low on Jordan Love right now if you can, right? Because you have Josh Jacobs. You have a great defense that's going to get you the ball back nonstop. Michael Parsons. We know all this. But they're about to get Christian Watson to go along with Matthew Golden and Romeo Doubs. And Jaden Reed is like 3-4 weeks away here too. This is just going to be weapons on weapons where you can't decide which wide receiver hits, kind of like the Chargers. And the answer is going to be Jordan Love, like the answer is Justin Herbert in that situation for me. So Jordan Love is going to get a matchup here, and we don't know if it's Kyler Murray yet. We don't know if it's, Jacoby Brissett, who actually played good last week and looked better than Kyler Murray. And the Cardinals already come out and said, well, Kyler Murray's our starting quarterback, even though I'm like, dude, this guy's, oh man, Jacoby Brissett made Trey McBride look better. He made Marvin Harrison Jr. look better till the concussion, which leads me to Marvin Harrison Jr. just didn't practice today. He's in concussion protocol, and their buys next week. So Marvin Harrison probably going to be down. The Green Bay Packers defense is not a defense you want to play against with just Trey McBride by himself. So Kyler Murray, even if he plays, he's coming in at number 25 for me. It's a tough matchup, and he's got that foot injury. Moving over to number 9. This is one of the best matchups, too, and I have them very close here. I got Danny Dimes and Justin Herbert. I have Justin Herbert at 9 And Indiana, Danny Dimes, Danny balling out. Freaking, I don't know what's going on in Colts land, but he's doing good, man. It's absolutely crazy. Makes you wonder about Dayball and Jackson Dart, right? Like, what's going on there? And I love Dart. So, when I'm looking at this matchup, Justin Herbert, right? Kamani Vidal had his big breakout game. They're still in the market for a running back. There's still tweets. There's still coaching comments. There's still Chargers looking for a back, which shows you that any team can run on Miami. So when you had that Kamani Vidal big game, dude, everyone's ran on the freaking Dolphins. They give up 179 yards a game to the running back. That's terrible. So that tells you you're going to go up against the Colts this week. Colts are a way better run D. I'm more looking at the fact that Quentin Johnson is back here, and I'm looking at Lad McConkey emerging, Keenan Allen still being that safety valve, and Justin Herbert's putting up a lot of more rushing yards this year than last year because he's healthy. So you got to like Justin Herbert in the top 10 at number 9. On the Danny Dimes side, it's going to be a tough matchup, though. The Charger defense is good, but you know that he can rush in touchdowns. I think he has 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. Again, I'm doing it a cappella here. I'm not looking at stats or nothing. Michael Pittman I didn't like last week. I don't like Pittman again this week. I wish that Josh Downs would get more snaps because, goddamn, he looks so good when he's out there. And if I was a team in the NFL right now and I'm listening to the Sleaze Bomb YouTube channel, I would be looking to go trade for Adonai Mitchell. Why are the Colts not using this superstar? He was like a RAS score of like 9.99 athletic, like number 5 all time. That's why I've liked Adonai Mitchell so much. I know he dropped that 80-yard and cost him a touchdown in that game. Still, I mean, he needs to be out there. They have so many weapons. Alex Pierce too. Danny Dimes is going to be. It's going to be tough to run against it's not going to be tough to pass against the Chargers. The Chargers have been giving up massive amounts of run games back to back. So Jonathan Taylor's in for a big game here, but I still have Danny Dimes at number 11. Number 10, man, Jalen Hurts. I still got to put him up here. And it looks like he's going to be going up against J.J. McCarthy is the news right now. So I have McCarthy at 27, and he hasn't looked good, but we'll get to that in a second. So when you're looking at Jalen Hurts, he's going to give you the tush push every freaking time until they ban it. And then once they ban it, we can finally rank Jalen Hurts where he actually is at a quarterback, which is like 15 to 18 range. And I've done a tweet on it. I've looked at all the back statistics on everything. If you took away like all his tush pushes in the past 3 years, he'd be like quarterback 17, I believe, overall in average points per game. Not that good. So until it goes away, he's still going to be a top 10 quarterback, but you're going up against the Vikings this week. They're coming off a bye, too. They're getting healthier as well. And what are the Vikings? Number 1 versus the wide receiver and number 1 versus the quarterback. So you're going to have a very, very tough matchup here for Jalen Hurts in this game. And the Eagles are kind of reeling, and you're at Minnesota. So I'm a little worried, but again, if he didn't have the tush push, I'd have him at like 20. But again, he has the tush push and he has the rushing upside, so I keep it number 10. Number 12, and man, the Broncos offense, dude, that baseball game in London, 13-11, was probably the ugliest game of the year. And you're going to get Jackson Dart and the hype with Cam Scatterbo coming in to Mile High Stadium. I think it's going to be a different outlook for the Giants in this game. That Denver defense and Pat Surtain, man, they are just absolutely nasty. But Bo Nix is going to have a super plus matchup for Cortland Sutton. Evan Ingram has been getting 677 or 667 targets in a row. And he's playing 40% of the snaps. I mean, when the season started, I know he had that little calf injury and the back injury to slow him down. When the season started, he was my dark horse tight end 1. Look at his numbers when he's out there like Evan Ingram at 90%. He would absolutely tear it up. You're starting to see Pat Bryant emerge a little bit here with 50% snaps, I believe, for him. Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin. We don't know how that wide receiver 2 rushing roulette's going to go, but the Broncos offense needs to figure it out. He still has the rushing upside. The matchup's great versus the Giants in the secondary. Bo Nix should have a big game. It just kind of depends to me if that Broncos defense is going to just stymie Jackson Dart and they just pound the run the whole time. On the Jackson Dart side, so I love this guy. I don't want to rank him this low, but it's the Denver D and you're on the road. I mean, Jackson Dart has been absolutely phenomenal with no Malik Neighbors, a terrible offensive line. He's beaten the Chargers. He's beaten the Eagles. Like, who would have thought that was coming? He looks great. He has thrown a couple balls that should have been picked for sure. He's a rookie, just starting off his career. But man, and they're shopping. I hear they're shopping for Jalen Waddle and Juan Jennings right now in New York. So they're not just looking, to fold up shop here with Jackson Dart, which is interesting because that defense is still good that they have. But I just don't like him this week. I have him at number 22. Here we go. You guys are going to laugh. You're going to think this is a bad one, but it's not. The 40-year-olds, the freaking Steelers are heading in to face the Bengals. This is an 81-year-old quarterback matchup. Talk about veterans. 40-year-old Rodgers, 41-year-old Flacco. I forget which one's 40, which one's 41. It doesn't matter. In this game, you just saw Joe Flacco fly to Cincinnati, then fly to Green Bay within 4 days. The Green Bay Packers defense, he made Jamar Chase and T. Higgins relevant and dropped 22 fantasy points. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense struggles versus the pass. And they just showed off the bye that they could stop the run, right? So that's the steel curtain, and it was off a bye, and they're healthy. Now you're going to have Flacco, who looks exactly why I thought that he was the right sign for them, because this guy is a statue in the pocket, and he can read it to get out of it quick with that offensive line. You don't want like a Jameis Winston waiting to take a bomb or a Russell Wilson trying to run around and create with a terrible offensive line. You wanted that veteran presence, smart quarterback that can read a defense and make a throw. And it's going to be nice. And Aaron Rodgers gets the Bengals defense. And the Bengals defense is terrible. I mean, DK Metcalf has had 4 straight games in a row with a touchdown. We've had the least pass amounts in football for the Steelers, but he's the most efficient 40-year-old quarterback you've ever seen do it. So it's crazy. So I like these guys at 13 and 14 this week. And I know it's wild to say, but that's where I'm at. Number 15, man, this may be his last start if he chokes it here, and he doesn't have a lot of help. So Justin Fields, why I like him higher is because I think he's going to have to run the ball like crazy here against Carolina. And Carolina Panthers defense has been better. So, I mean, last year you start everyone against Carolina. Everybody runs on them. And now they just shut down Javonte Williams, who was the number 3 running back going in. So I have Bryce Young at 23 in this game as well. I mean, Justin Fields is going to have no Garrett Wilson. Mason Taylor has a super plus matchup, but you got Josh Reynolds, Arian Smith. The wide receiver crew is going to be rough, to say the least, for Justin Fields. But I think he gets it done with his legs in this game. I think he rushes for 100 yards. On to the Bryce Young side, dude, get ready for the show. This was the team that I was high on all year long, and I thought that I just completely missed when the season started. Now they've won 3 out of 4. They're going to get the Jets. Ted McMillan finds his first touchdowns last week. They're going to get Coker back. They're going to get Sanders back. They get Chuba Hubbard back now. He practiced today, and they're going to probably have a split between Darnold, and they have a top 5 offensive line. And you get the Jets. I know the Jets defense has the most sacks in the NFL, but that's because their defense is on the damn field so much because their offense doesn't move the ball. So I like Bryce Young at 23 this week. I have him a little lower because I do think it's going to be more of a Darnold Chuba show here on the ground than it is through the air. Number 16, Matthew Stafford with no Puka Nacua. And these games are hard to judge, man. These London games, 6:30 a.m. in our California timeout here. I got Trevor Lawrence at 18. Both these are ranked at 18. Both these teams are 4-2. And I mean, Liam Cohen just updated the Travis Hunter. We want him to be the number 1 option. I'll believe that when I see it. And no Puka Nacua out there. And these London games have just been ugly. Like, not one game has been good. Maybe we get one here, but I'm not betting on it. I'm betting on this being ugly, 2017, 17-14, 23-20 game where it's more Kyren Williams and the Jags defense. And Jags defense has been good, but Devontae Adams is going to eat, and Jordan Whittington, someone you should keep your eye on as a sleeper this week. Number 17, and this does depend on Mac Jones down here at the bottom. So remember I said Mac Jones down here. He looks like he's still banged up from the turf toe. Brock Purdy practiced today. Kittle practiced today. Maybe we get Ricky Pearsall back too, but the defense is beat up as well. Man, losing Fred Warner just freaking hurts. But I'm going to put Michael Penix at 21 as well here. I have Purdy at 17. And when it comes to my 49ers, man, I don't know how this defense is going to stop anybody, right? When you're missing Nick Bosa, top 3 defensive end, and Fred Warner, probably a top 3 all-time linebacker, your captain of your defense, your leader. I know Saul is still a great defensive coordinator, but he's got his fucking work cut out for him for sure. And Michael Penix just lit up Drake London. He's probably going to get a little, Liamadre Denor on him, which is a nice corner to be on him, but still Kyle Pitts probably going to eat across the middle. And you just saw Bijan just go nuts. And Bijan and CMC are the only 2 running backs with 20 points in every game. And that's why they worked out together. And that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a Bijan CMC show here. I want to put Purdy higher, but I just can't do it yet. Number 19, the most underrated quarterback in fantasy football, Sammy D. Darnold's going to get Monday Night Football against the Houston Texans. And this is a low spread that they have on this game. I think it's like 40.5 because both these pass defenses are very good and both these rushing offenses struggling right now. So, yeah, Jay Season's been an absolute alpha. Yeah, you have Nico Collins on this side. He's an absolute alpha. Could be a show like that, but it's not one I'm betting on this week. I have this feeling it's going to be an ugly, ugly game in Seattle. And, Christian Kirk will be out there as well. Cooper Kupp, they got weapons everywhere. I just don't think it's going to come to one of those games where it's a big shootout game. Even though the Texans are coming off a bye, I'm still kind of staying away from it. I have CJ Stroud at 20 and Sam Darnold at 19. Number 24, Dylan Gabriel, 52 or 53 pass attempts last week. I have him at number 24. Tua, I have at number 29. Now, Dylan Gabriel, we don't know about David Njoku, right? He had that crazy knee hit where his knee literally bit backwards, and all of a sudden, now he's day-to-day, which I've never seen a hyperextension of the knee like that be day-to-day. So I'm really, wondering what the Browns are doing here with this injury update. Are they trying to hide something because Njoku has a trade deadline coming, and if he's hurt, he won't be traded. He's on a contract year. A lot of sketchy things. But on the good side of that, and you're not wishing injury on anybody, but Harold Phantom will go absolutely nuclear if there's no Njoku. And we got to see Jerry Jeudy finally get a little involved here. I mean, he did drop a catch. I think he had 5 for 53 or 63, whatever it was. He dropped a little 15-yarder that could have given him a first down. But you get the Dolphins. And I have Tua right behind Geno Smith because you're at the dog pound. The Dolphins team is shambles. They're about to fire sell, break this shit apart. You probably see Waddle gone. Who knows about Waller? Who knows about A-Chain? Who knows what goes on? It's absolutely terrible, and this is going to be really, really bad for Tua this week. I think Myles Garrett is just going to eat. Thanks for rocking with me. That is the end of the episode. That is my Week 7 top 30 quarterback rankings to help you guys dominate your matchups this week. As always, guys, if you have any questions, you can't make the live shows this weekend, make sure you drop them in the comments. I try to answer every single one of them. But between here and Twitter, it's become mayhem. But I promise I try to get to them all. And if you guys, again, on the way out, help your boy out, tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription, turn that bell on. And if you haven't checked out drafters.com or the Guys FF Discord, all of that is pinned in the comments. My next video is going to be my running back rankings, and we'll dive top 36, and then we'll dive into wide receiver top 36, and then tight end top 25. Defense and kickers are already out, guys. And then tomorrow we'll look at some sleepers, and I'm going to do my smash starts a little different now. So I've been doing smash starts with just 8 players. Now I'm going to take 5 players from each position, and we're going to break down smash start videos. So it's going to be a little different there. So, again, thank you guys for listening, and all the support's been absolutely amazing. That's it for me in this episode. I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Sleazebum, out.